Well, hey there, beautiful human. Welcome back. We have got some big things in store. If you're watching this, you are in your very first week of the power of easy, unlocking your mental geniuses into your genius. And this is one of my favorite studies, and I cannot wait to lock arms with you and traverse the next 12 weeks and help you really dig deep, get a handle on some things that are going on, and learn how to utilize these geniuses versus your five human senses. So, we're going to get in here. I'm Laura K. Walker, the creator and the founder of The Power of Easy. And this is a very unique curriculum. I was certified to coach people into this curriculum by my two mentors, Mary Morrissey and Bob Proctor. They're pioneers and forward thinkers of this transcendentalism, this transformational practice. And as you know, this isn't any just kind of coaching thing that we do. This is not just life coaching. This is transformational principles to change your life very quickly. The neat thing about this program is it's only offered here. It's only offered through a life mastery certified life coach. And I'm certified two or three different ways, but that means that I have got 2 years of studying and getting certified to teach these principles to you. And I'm very excited about that if you can't tell. So welcome. An excellent decision to invest in yourself. So today we are diving into one of the very most powerful, yet wildly underused abilities that you are given and that you already have. It's your imagination. And we're going to take 2 weeks on imagination. Some of this, if you've already been through other programs with me, may feel redundant, but bear with me because there is a reason, there is a purpose that we are revisiting. Because sometimes as we atrophy and we go backwards a little, we get stuck again and we don't realize it. And that's what I'm here to do, is to facilitate breakthrough for you. And as we explore our imagination this week, and I want to be clear here, we're not talking about the cute imagination where you're daydreaming while scrolling your Instagram or your TikTok kind, right? What we're really going to talk about here is your part of the mind that literally creates your reality intentionally in the moment. And we are going to activate intentionality so you can create and quantum leap and pair with neuroscience so you can get that result that seems to be eluding you much more quickly. All right, so segment one today in this coaching video, I would love to talk to you about why imagination matters. Let me start with this, my friend. Imagination is way more important than your knowledge. And I love this because knowledge is really just based on your past experiences. But imagination, this is based on your potential. And here's the neuroscience piece to support what I'm talking about. Your brain has something called a reticular activating system, your RAS. And if you have worked with me, you've heard me talk about this before. And the RAS's job is to scan your environment and filter out information based on what you're consistently and constantly thinking about and signaturing with your emotions. So let me give you some examples. If your dominant thoughts tend to be something like, well, I'm stuck, or wow, this is really hard, or I don't see how this could possibly happen for me, your brain goes, got it. Let me find more evidence to support that for that person. But when you start really imagining something new and you start dreaming a little bit and you work with your vision statement and your vision board, your brain begins to organize reality to match it. It begins to see new and different opportunities, ideas, and inspiration. And this, my friend, is not woo woo. This is not the spiritual part. This is actually rewiring and hardwiring your brain to think and do differently. So now let's talk about segment two. You are a creator. And my whole goal here on the imagination piece is to create a conscious creator in you, a designer versus a defaulter. This is where we're going to become a conscious manifester. So one of the biggest shifts I want for you to make this week is you're not just someone who has some ideas. Okay, we do, but you're not just that. You are most definitely and most assuredly a creative force. Everything that you see in your life right now, at one point, it was just a thought. I often say I'll be 58 in a few weeks, in about 12 weeks. And as I record this for you today, and I say it all the time. The 28 or the 38-year-old Laura would have loved to have been the 58 Laura because right now, everything that I see right now at one point was just a dream. It was just a thought. And I continually imagined a greater existence. And as I did that, the next day or the next month or the next week or the next year, I would trade that great idea and up and it would become good. And then I would trade the good for another vision of great. And I'm going to give you a real example here to really solidify this for you. Maybe you have thought something like, well, I never have enough time. Never. I literally, there is someone in my life that says it used to say it all the time. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. And then magically, your schedule fills up. Things feel chaotic. You feel overwhelmed. Anxiety is oozing out of your pores, right? Or I didn't get to do the things I really needed to do today. My love, that did not happen randomly. That started as a repeated internal image and belief system. So now let's flip it. Conversely, let's just look at it through a different lens. What if you started imagining yourself as someone who is calm, spacious, and fully supported every way and every day? Guess what? Your RAS goes to work and your brain starts looking for ways to confirm that for you. Which would you prefer? Because you can have it either way. You can have it either way. Segment three. I want to talk about two types of imagination now. Did you know that there are two types of imagination? The first one is synthetic imagination. This is where you kind of remix what you already know. So it sounds like I'll just do a little bit better and a little bit more and a little different. It's safe, it's familiar, it's very, very predictable, right? But that doesn't create anything new. And then there's what we like to call creative imagination. And this is where ideas come through for you that you didn't logically figure out. You didn't know that you could do it. You didn't know how, you didn't know when, you had no understanding of its possibility. This is intuition, which we'll get into that into week three deeper, but this is inspiration. And this, my friend, is your mental genius. This is when you're working in your zone of genius. There is a great, great book. I love it. It's called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. And he goes into the weeds about working in your zone of incompetence, your zone of competence, your zone of excellence, where most of us are, competence and excellence most of the time, and your zone of genius. And that is that inspiration part. That is that genius part. And that is the part where you think, where did that idea come from? Where did that download come from? And instead of trusting it, most people dismiss it. They think it's cockamamie. They think it's BS. They think that would never work, right? So I want you to start noticing some of those things. So let's get into it now in segment four, and let's talk about the real block that most of us are facing. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear this part, but your limitation, guess what? It's not your circumstances. It's not what's going on the outside of you. It's your thinking about it. It's your thinking patterns. So your brain is designed to repeat what's familiar. It's from the caveman stages. It's what keeps you in survival mode. It keeps you quote unquote safe, right? In the comfort zone. So if you've been thinking, well, I can't do that, I'm too old, or I don't have enough money, or I don't know how to do it, or I don't have what it takes, I don't know the right people. I mean, we all make excuses. So what happens when you do that, when you think that, your brain goes, well done, let's stay right here. And spiritually, we could say the same thing. There is an infinite field of possibility available to you, but you can only receive what you're open and available to spiritually. All right, let's do something together right now. I want you to pause if you can and take a nice deep breath with me. I'm going to do it with you. And I'm going to invite you right now, my friend, to ask yourself a question. And the question is, and if you did Dream Builder with me, you know this. If you did the Power of Easy Dream Building, you know this. What would you love if you could have it any way that you could have it? If time, money, health, education was a non-factor, what would you love right now? Not what's realistic, not what makes sense, not what other people think or expect of you. What would you actually love? Now close your eyes for a second. Come on, play along, play full out with me. Let's get real. You're here to do the work, so let's do it. And imagine, where are you? What are you doing? Who are you being? And what does that feel like? Take a moment. Now, notice this. Did your brain try to interrupt? Did it say, whoa, that's too big? That's not realistic. That's not responsible. You don't know how to do that. That, those thoughts, that's not truth. That's conditioning. That's programming. That's patterning out of fear. Okay, I want to give you some practical steps now. And we're going to talk about segment 6 of my video for you today. And we're going to talk about how to rewire. Here is how you start shifting this. You don't force belief. We don't want to force or push and use that energy. We want the vision to pull us. So you've got to practice your imagination muscle daily, even for 2 to 5 minutes. You have to do it every single day. I love to tell the story about my client that went on a business trip. And this client wasn't doing very well. It was a sales job. And she was going to Detroit on the sales meeting. And her boss had pretty much told her if she did not lock down this client and get this client signed under contract, that she would lose her job, that it was that dire at this point. And she was a single mom and she was under an immense amount of stress. The kids were young children and a boy and a girl, and she was very stressed out, as you can imagine. So we began to use her imagination when she went to go. Well, she went on the trip, and in her hurry and in her anxiousness, in her dread and fear, she made some decisions. And she went to the rental car counter. She got her rental car keys, and the clerk asked her if she'd like a map of the city. She said she absolutely would. He handed one to her and off she went. And she was doing this all in rush, rush, hurry, hurry, push, push energy. Okay. Off she went and she began to look at the map and she found one street and then she turned and then she couldn't find the next street. And she drove around and quickly the time for the meeting came and she continued to drive around trying to find landmarks, trying to find streets, looking at the map repeatedly. And she missed the meeting. The meeting time came and it went. And about 30 minutes after the meeting, she called the client. And again, she had been in contact with him, but called and said, I'm not going to make it. And I apologize. Can we reschedule for tomorrow? And the potential client said, no, I think we're done here. She was devastated. So she went to a coffee shop and she sat down and she decided to look at the map one more time and she pulled it out. And when she did, on the front of it, she saw this Tpicago, the name of Chicago. She had the wrong map. So without your imagination, you cannot create the map you need for your journey. And without the right map, you will never make it to your destination. So daily, every day, without compromise, I want you to pinky swear with me right now that you're going to do this, that you will sit down and you will revisit your vision statement and your vision board every day for 2 to 5 minutes. Record it. Put it in your ears every day as you drive, as you vacuum, as you cook dinner, as you do your chores around the house, as you relax for a little bit. Just listen to it and feel the emotion around your vision statement or your vision board, okay? because your brain learns through repetition and highly emotionally charged experiences. And it will begin to filter and scan your environment for things that match that. And this is science. This is physics. This is becoming a vibrational match for the experience you're imagining. So when you imagine something vividly, passionately, and with deep seated emotion, your brain starts building neural pathways around that imagination. And over time, with calm, confidence, in acting and leaning into that roadmap of imagination every single day, once something begins to feel familiar, it starts to feel possible. And then it feels probable. This is how this works. All right. I've seen this over and over again with clients, and someone will come to me, we'll start working together, and they'll say things like, I just want to feel a little bit better. And with weeks of us doing all of this work, they're like, wait, I have a completely different life. I have two new one-to-one VIP clients that are in their week 4 with me, and their lives have completely transformed. One is buying a business, one is expanding her business into a franchise opportunity across the country. It's a very neat business of empowering women for a new legacy in their life. And I just have to say, nothing changed on the outside for them first. No, that externally, nothing changed. What changed first was their imagination showed up. They became aware of it and they leaned into it. And then everything else followed. And we're only 4 weeks into our 12-week one-to-one working together program. So here's what I want you to do this week, my friend. Every single day, I want you to close your eyes for a few minutes and I want you to step into your mental movie. I want you to think about what you would love life to look like. What does your body feel like? What does your home look like? What does your car feel like? What does your work piece in the world feel like? What do your charitable givings look like? What does your creative expression, maybe through cooking or painting or music, what does that look like? Are you going to the art museums? Are you going on vacations? Or I don't even like the word vacation. I don't want a life I have to vacate from. So are you traveling? Are you married to the person of your dreams? Or is your marriage revitalized and y'all are so connected again? And ask yourself daily as you step into that mental movie, number one. Number two, what would I love? What would I love? And then number three, notice any limiting thoughts that are gently popping up for you. Don't go looking for them. They'll begin to bubble to the surface organically. And as they do, number three, notice them and replace them with something more expansive. Okay. And number four, start paying attention to the new ideas, really giving energy and life to the new ideas that come up through the visioning. That's your creative imagination waking up, and it's going to take some time and some practice to create consistency with this. All right, let me leave you with this. Your imagination is not optional. It's just not optional if you really want to build and design a different reality for yourself. It's the starting point of everything you're ever going to create that's worthwhile and meaningful to you. And I want to remind you, you were created for greatness. Period. You're created for greatness, not mediocrity, not half-assedness. No, greatness. And you are the only one of you in this world. And you were sent here with purpose and passion and mission. And if we just go to sleep and we stay in the trance of scarcity, we will never, ever be able to express all the things that only you can express into this human being existence. So if your life isn't where you want it to be, that's okay. And if you feel like you're doing pretty good, that's okay too. We're going to go next level. We're absolutely going next level. We have to get back to the basics though, and we have to begin to design through our imagination, not our will, our willpower, our push and want energy. Okay. And the way to do this is we're not going to start fixing the outside of things. We're going to start by upgrading what is happening on your inside. And if this resonated with you today, then stick with this work. Show up for yourself and invest in yourself every single day. Watch my YouTube video, listen to the coaching audio by Mary and Bob, and we're going to go on a wild adventure, a wild journey because we're just getting started. And I'm so grateful that you're here. I really, really am. So I can't wait. We've got another week of imagination after we get done with this one, and it'll bring a whole new level to it. I can't wait to see you. So proud of you for being here for week one and doing the work. Have a great week, and I'll see you in week two.